Minnesota State press conference with Minnesota State head coach Todd Hoffner and players Alex Vesper and Erik Fuller. We'll begin with a statement from coach, then we'll open it up to questions.
Proud of our players. I thought they played exceptionally hard today. I thought they were all about each other. You know, together we did a really good job of putting points on the board. We did it in a lot of different ways, and it was nice to get a special teams touchdown and a blocked punt to get things going. Going up 24-3 at half was impressive. Their ability to come back and score a touchdown and take 7 minutes off the clock and make it a 24-10 game. After that, it was all Mavericks, and I'm proud of how our defensive guys played, and you know, they bend and didn't break and stopped them from getting the end zone other than one time. Forced a couple of field goal attempts. So I thought the players played exceptionally hard, and I'm very proud of them.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about the penalties today? Just because you guys overcame them, but there seemed to be so many blips there when you get her going.
Yeah, I thought there were some penalties that you know, hurt us, but for the most part, you know, difficulty, challenge, adversity is something that these young men face every time we play football, and for us to overcome the lion's share and the majority of them was impressive. You know, you never want to have silly penalties, let's call them that, false starts, those kind of things, but sometimes some of the other penalties, things happen, and you know, I thought down the stretch, you know, we got a couple of penalties that, you know, could have went either way, were a no call or a call, but you can't worry about those things. But for the most part, I think offensively, the penalties that we did have, we did overcome most of them.
I thought there was a little bit more to the offensive game plan today, especially using your tight end a lot. Was that the plan going in?
Yeah, we always try and utilize our tight ends. You know, it's unfortunate that Trevor Nissen was not available today, but it allows a guy like Erik Fuller to step up and take a big role in our offense, and you know, give the quarterbacks credit, give the line credit for protecting our quarterback, giving them time, and allowing Nick to put the ball on the money and deliver it. And you know, Erik did a fantastic job of doing pirouettes and front flips, side flips, back flips, you name it. I thought he did an exceptional job of finding that end zone and taking care of the football at the same time. So it was good to see, and you know, we have a full stable of tight ends that also keep Erik company, but Erik definitely having a great game today.
Erik, you've caught some touchdowns in the past, but to have a game like today where you're a real major part of the offense, what did that feel like going through that?
I feel good. Just huge weight off my shoulders. I mean, just to do it for my team and get a little momentum going for homecoming, hear the crowd roar, was just something beyond my wildest dreams.
Did you have a sense that you might play a bigger role in the offense today than you have?
Well, I mean, stepping in the shoes of Trevor Nissen was obviously going to be a big goal. He's a great blocker and he can run great routes. To fill his shoes, I knew I was going to have a bigger responsibility, and I was just glad I was able to do so.
The line was in the press box that you only catch 1-yard touchdown passes to get out a little bit more out of the field. I mean, just kind of fun to be involved in bigger plays like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just to be a part of bigger plays and be a part of the big momentum swings and stuff like that is what we look for, to make those plays. Is why we play the game.
Other guys really enjoyed themselves and played exceptionally hard in the second half, and I thought Alec Vesper definitely stepped up and dominated his assignments and gave us a lot of momentum and energy, and made a lot of plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage, which I think helped our defense out a ton. So it was very impressive.
To be able to hold them to a field goal on that first drive, it didn't seem like that big a deal at the time, and they don't score again until the second half. But was that a big deal to hold them to that field goal?
Yeah, it definitely was. This week we talked about playing together and just trying to dominate the line of scrimmage, and they moved the ball on us a little bit, and we wanted to make sure that they got nothing more than a field goal on that drive.
I think I figured out that that's the 5th straight game where the opposition has scored on their first possession at some point. Does something need to change, you think? Or does it just take you guys that long to adjust to what they're going to do?
We've talked about it the last few weeks. We just need to start a little bit faster. We changed practice up a little bit this week, and I think it did help us. But like I said, we just need to start faster. That's something that we as players need to take upon ourselves.
you guys are in a position now, I mean, you know well that every game's pretty much a playoff game. You got Augustana next week, which they're in probably the same position with 2 losses. What are your thoughts going into the next game?
The same as every week. It's this. We got to go 1-0, and that's just the way we got to do it the rest of these games. They've given us good games the last 2 years, and we just got to worry about this week and going 1-0.
What do you think about the defense, the adjustments they make after the first series like that?
You know, they were doing some different attacking of our defense that we hadn't seen in a while, and they were doing a good job of getting to the alley, creating creases in the middle. But I think in the end, we definitely stepped up and made more plays, and I think we settled down a little bit. I think we were trying to do a little bit too much on the edge, and I think that you know, against a team that is running the power read and option and those kind of things, you really have to be assignment sharp. Give them credit. I thought they were blocking exceptionally well, but in the end, when they got close, they were turned down numerous times, and I thought that was the most impressive. And Coach Kolgowski did a great job, but I think our players, you know, we rotated, we played a lot of guys, and I thought they really played well together, like Alec had mentioned. I think they played collective team defense, and that's what you got to do to win a football game.
You think this was probably your strongest game for special teams?
Most definitely. I was very impressed with our special teams effort. Coach Malone put those guys in a great position. He called it out before the game and said we were going to get a block, and lo and behold, we got 2 of them, one for a touchdown and one for about a 15, 20-yard punt, which set up another score, if I'm not mistaken. So anytime you can get momentum plays, players make big plays, that really generates a lot of energy, and I thought in the second half we really had some very good energy, and you know, anytime you can block up front, there's a stat out there that 90-95% of the time you're going to win a football game.
You looking forward to going to Augustana next week?
Absolutely. Every chance you get a chance to play football and playing a great league against another quality opponent is awesome. We got 24 hours to enjoy this, and we're going to, you know, celebrate homecoming, and hopefully our young men make quality decisions. And we'll get back to work tomorrow. You know, we've got 24 hours to enjoy, and then it's back to work and, you know, face a really good team on the road.